Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And I got an email. It came in last night, and I read it this morning, a few minutes ago, from one of my viewers in Canada, and he said that the solar flux index is up. Now, most of you know, if you've been watching my show, the solar flux index, which is an indication of shortwave reception, has been in the toilet, been below 70, and we want it above 100. So when it goes above 70, because it's been below 100 so long, we get excited, or I get excited anyway. And for the past at least 24 hours, maybe longer, it's been above or at 75. So that means reception should be better for the shortwave band. So I thought, well, I'm going to run over here and get on my radio and see what I can find. Now, my setup right this moment is my SDR Play 1A SDR connected, in this case, directly to my G5 RV antenna, and it's 6:19 in the morning in Clearwater, Florida. And I have tuned to WWV at 5 megahertz. Now, typically for me, in my location, in my setup, I get stations west of me better in the morning, early morning. Like I even used to get every day loud and clear China radio, but not lately. So let's see if we can get China radio, and they're on a bunch of different frequencies. So let's just try one. Now what I'm going to do though, this is SDR Uno. I'm going to switch to SDR console, and the only reason being is because I've been too lazy to plug in my memory banks here, my favorite stations. I haven't done that yet. So I'm going to go clear my throat. Stand by. Early in the morning, sinus is acting up. And go to SDR console. So here we go. Stand by. For that reason only. So here comes SDR console. And I'll select that radio. And we'll go to, well, I'll turn the sound off temporarily. And we'll go to my favorites. And we'll go to my best. And there's China radio. Let's try that one. And we will turn the audio back up. We'll do it auto on the waterfall to get the colors so usable. Nothing there. This is at 9570. Now, China radio is all over the band. So let me see what else I've got in my favorites. China radio. There's another 9. I'm looking for something low, and I don't see anything. So let's go back up the list. There's WWRB. Nah, nothing there. This is down to 3.2, but you do see there's a lot of signals there. Let me audio this again. And I'm trying to see if there's, well, that one looks like a real signal here. Yeah, kind of distorted. Could be medium wave bleeding in. So let me go back to home and see if I've got the filter on. Yep, I got the filter on. So 3.6, I could be a ham. Trying to remember how low 80 meters goes. Let me go to single sideband. Probably lower. Let me tune it a little bit. There we go.
Gentlemen, go ahead and turn it over to Jim. What's new in your world here in the new year? WU5E from K4 KPC in the group. All right, so
Yeah, that's a group of ham operators, and you see down here is where the 80-meter ham band is, and it's quite active. That's not what I wanted to hear, though. Let's go back to favorites, best. Well, let's go to WWV and get that set up and check one time real quick. There it is. Sorry for clearing my throat. My sinuses are draining. And we'll turn the audio on. Yeah, there it is. And these two guys are probably the Spanish-speaking stations. One, I think, is... No, let's just select it. Let's select this big guy here. I always get this guy. He must be close by. This is radio, and I can't pronounce that. Quill Bamba something. And I think that's out of Cuba. Let me listen for a second, or let us listen for a second. Yeah. Yeah, wherever that station is, it comes booming in all the time at my location. Let me see what this one is. This could be a bunch of things. Probably WRMI in Miami, which is not far from me. Let me turn the audio on. Yeah, they're playing music. That could be what that is. So again, that's booming in. Okay, I'm trying to get away from stations that are right on top of me. Radio Martini is a little ways away. Boy, something strong there.
De la ciudad de Hong Kong es una tira de
Oh, yeah. I bet you that's what... It could be something else. It's at 6.030, which is normally Radio Martini, and you can see down here there's a whole bunch of stations that operate on that frequency. Let me kind of see if I can go down here without going too far. Oh, there's China Radio there. Excuse me. Yeah, there's a bunch of stations on this frequency. There's Radio Martini on the bottom. That's probably what it is. It says they're broadcasting in Spanish right now. That did sound like Spanish. Turn it back on.
Al agua, la reducción de la resistencia es muy buena. Entonces el robot...
Look at this blockbuster here. Another one here. Another one here. Wow. Let me just check on this one right here.
Pastor Scott, 1615 South Glendale Avenue, Glendale, California, 205, United States of America.
That probably is, in the listing here, Dr. Gene Scott's frequency. I'm guessing what that is. And he said to mail in to California. I don't know if that's where the transmitter is or not. And there's some China radios there on that frequency, but this one is really strong. I mean, look at this. 1, 2, just in this little short bandwidth, there's 4 extremely strong stations. See what this one is. Oh, yeah. Spanish again. Let me see. At least it seems like Spanish. I didn't want to play it too long. It was music. BBC, China Radio. It's probably this one right here. EWTN, which is out of Tennessee. It's probably that one. Wow. My friend from Canada was right. The bands are booming. Let's see. Saudi, probably not. No, high frequencies are not that good early in the morning here. Try to find something low. Caribbean Beacon, that's high. New Zealand, I'm just going to try it. I'm sure there's nothing there. Nope, there's nothing there. Oop. Coast Guard station. I got this one time at 6501. And there's nothing there right now. Here are the frequencies that we looked at before, down around 5 megahertz. There's a bunch of stuff up here. Look at this. Holy cow. Let's move up there and just pick. I think those are basically the ones I showed you before. Let's see, what's at 650? And we'll go down one. And we will unmute. Single set. Oh. Let's go. Oh. That's, let me go to sideband again. There we go.
Caribbean gale warning. From 10.5 north to 13.5 north between 73 west and 77 west northeast winds 30 to 35 knots.
Okay, that's the U.S. Coast Guard stations. They've got them throughout the world, or throughout the United States anyway, that broadcast weather conditions for ships at sea. And you can see there's a whole bunch of stations that I could be hearing, from Kodiak to Guam to Honolulu to Chesapeake, and it's probably one nearby, maybe New Orleans. Let me see. Well, there's some other stations on this frequency. So in the listing here, I'm trying to see what would be. Well, I thought there was one in New Orleans, but it's not listed on this particular frequency. So I'm not sure where that one's coming from, but it's coming in loud and clear. Oh my gosh. Look at these booming signals. Oh my gosh. I can't, boy. And I don't know, I'll have to do some research. I don't know why the solar flux is so high. I mean, Dr. T, who has a doctorate in solar weather conditions, she didn't put out any warning this week or alert or whatever that there would be this big increase in the solar flux index. So I don't know what's going on here. I've got to check into that. If you know what's going on, please leave a comment to let everybody know. And I don't know how long this is going to last. A lot of times, these don't last very long. Maybe a day at the most, but I don't know. This is good. This is good for us shortwave listeners. So get your shortwave radios out and turn them on and start tuning the bands. There's no telling what you might hear. Let me just go up to what else we got. So this was the Coast Guard stations at 6.501, which broadcast weather conditions. Now here's a North Atlantic air traffic controller frequency. We'll just tune that. I don't see anything there. Turn the audio on. Does sound like I hear code CW, and of course it could be the time of day, although the two listings shown here show they're up 24 hours a day, and one is in New York, which you would think I'd be able to receive, but maybe right at this moment they're not transmitting any audio. Look at these signals popping up. Look at this guy here. What the heck is this? Oh my gosh, this is exciting. And it's coming and going. I'm just going to listen to that for a second. It's probably data. And that one. Now, naturally, when I tuned to it, it shut down. Let me see. What is my bandwidth here? Zoom. Okay, let me zoom out. There we go. That's 4.8 to 8.4. So that's 4 megahertz. Now, that's something that still I don't understand is why SDR Uno will not work on this computer, and this is not the best computer in the world, at wider than, say, 2 megahertz bandwidth, where SDR console will easily work at 4, and I think I can even push it to 8, and it still will work. But notice, this is interesting, notice the signal bandwidth based on this graph here only goes from like 5.5 to 7.6, and then it drops off tremendously. I'm not sure I understand that. Let me fix the low here and bring it up a little bit. So that's interesting, and maybe that has to do with bandwidth and what my computer can do. That there are some signals. Now, I was down here, right around in here, a few minutes ago, and I had some. Well, there's still some big signals popping up here, so they're down there. But it seems to be my setup. I'm using my G5 RV. Seems to peak right in here. So that's interesting. Let's go to 10 megahertz. We can go to WWV 10 megahertz and see what and now we got to change the zoom. And same thing. So something in my setup is attenuating signals just before where I'm at and just after. So let's see right now. We're down at minus 130 dBm at, say, 9 megahertz. Or let's go back to 8.8. So let me tune the radio to 8.8 and see what the dBm is. So let's go to 8.8. We're going to kind of sneak up on it. And I didn't change. Now let's zoom in. See if that changes anything. Let's center it first. Oh, look at that. When I centered it by using this option right here, I get that same waveform. So there's something going on in the software and or the hardware that causes this almost like a bandwidth filter. Now, in this radio, the RSP1A, there are 11 built-in filters. And I don't think, and I don't know, I honestly have to tell you, well, I try to be honest, I have to tell you, I don't know how they work, but I think internally in the radio and the firmware, it kicks in those filters, those 11 filters, which means you will see this attenuation situation, which I'm seeing right now, based on the frequency you have the radio tuned to. So there is so many experiments I can run on this RSP1A. I could do 50 shows. The problem is, though, is I'm no expert. I'm not even that familiar with the workings of this RSP1. It's something that you can just experiment, test, and to your heart's content. So anyway, I'm getting off the subject. The subject is turn on your radio, whatever it is, and tune the shortwave radio right now, and then next few hours, and hopefully you can get the same reception that I've been getting, which is much, much better than it's ever been. And I thank Golan, who sent me that email to have me go look at these right now while the solar flux index is in the mid-70s. All right, I'm going to do one more thing, and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to go back. So we're at 8.8. I'm going to write some numbers down here. Again, the billion experiments you can do. Okay, I'm at 8.8, and and the dBm is minus 107. Minus 107 dBm. And I'm just going to pick one here, minus 120 at 7.8. 7.8 minus 120. And same thing over here at 9.8. So you can see there's this nice spectrum where it's flat, much higher, up to a point that it rolls off. Again, it could be those automatic filters. Now, this shouldn't make any difference. No, it doesn't. Okay. When we go to AM mode, that makes no difference. All right, that's a couple of things I tried. Now I'm going to go back to SDR Uno. Now again, I should have changed the bandwidth when I was using SDR console because it's restricted. See, right now, my bandwidth is 2 with a divider of 2, so it's only 1. So let me see how much I can push that. Let me select play, and then we're going to select 8.8, which is what we had before. And whoops, one more. And we're in AM now. And you see the same thing, but over a narrower band. So let me see how much I can push this. Let's change this to, I can't change it to 1. I don't understand these numbers anymore. On this radio, the 1A, you're restricted about what numbers you can choose and put in these two boxes. I don't understand it. So let's go to 4. Oh, I know why it's that down. Offset. That has to, let's go to settings. I don't understand this either. IF mode, I'm on low IF. And that changes what you can do with those two settings depending on whether you're low IF or 0. So I'm going to go to 0. Actually, I want to go to low, and I want to change this offset, which I never can remember how to do that. How do I change? Okay, we go to 0. Now, it's still stuck on 8, and there's something about these radios that you have to change the offset. I don't know if you have to change them in the 1A, but I know in the 1 you have to make sure its offset is not at the same frequency as what you want to receive. And there's an easy way to change that offset, and I can't remember what it was. I can't remember. But see, right now, well, I just won't tune right on that. I'll just tune to, instead of 8.80, I'll tune to 1. So now we're going to try, let me see which one I want to try. So there we go. Now I'm in the IF mode where I've got more bandwidths to choose from. And I'll go to 4. The decimation is 1. I think that's what I had on SDR console. I could go back and check. So at about 8.81, I have minus 88. Minus 88 dBm. which is much higher than what I had on our SDR console. I had 107, minus 107. And then it rolls off at, I had 7.8 here. It's a little higher there. That is minus 130. No, that's worse. So it's rolled off more. I hope I'm not confusing you, because I'm definitely confusing myself. So it's lower than what I had in SDR console. SDR console, I had a minus 120. This is a minus 130. And if I go, ooh, we got a big signal jump up there. If I go over here to what I had before, 9.8, that's a minus 126. It's about what I had. No, I had minus 120. So the drop off on the edges here are even more pronounced in SDR Uno. And now I do have the medium wave and film filter on. I'll turn it off. No big change. Okay, so let me write these numbers down. The bandwidth is 4 megahertz with a divide by 1, so it's 4 megahertz. I'll exit this, and then I'm going to stop. Stop babbling. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Sorry. Really, sorry, my voice wants to do that to me. Okay. What's my... God. I'm losing it. I'm losing it, guys. I'm losing it. The bandwidth is 4. So we now have, as far as the bandwidth, apples and apples. The notch switch is on. I'll just turn it off for grins. And we're seeing at 8.8, 104, which is a little better than what I had before. And over here at 7.8. 7.8 is right here. I've got minus 113, 9.8. So it's kind of in the same ballpark. But the question is, why am I seeing this? I mean, I've set it up to display a bandwidth of 4, so this goes from 7 to 10, or actually it goes a little lower than 7, so that's the bandwidth, but yet you see this roll off. And as you saw before, hopefully, if I tune in, say down here, then the roll off moves. I'm guessing that is the built-in filters doing something. I've got to do some experiments about this because I don't understand it. Okay, I've babbled enough. I've had you listen to my voice going away. And so turn on your radios, listen to Shortwave, and give us a report how your reception is today. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up and have a great day. Bye-bye.